Okay, thank you, Jordan, for joining me today.
No problem.
Today we are lucky to have an office manager who agreed to share with us his story. The goal of this channel is to talk about what people are actually doing at their jobs. You know, a person can be a director, but all he or she is doing is sending emails all day long.
Yes.
And that's not what people are usually imagining when they think about a director, right?
Yes.
And when I was in high school, I wish I knew this. I wish someone would tell me what it's all about. I thought office jobs are not as boring as they turned out to be in real life.
Yeah.
So what we will try to do today, we will try to give a real understanding to people who are just choosing their majors in universities, or who are fresh graduates, who are just looking for their first job, or just for curious people like me and you, who don't like to be tricked by fancy titles and fake job descriptions, right?
Absolutely.
Cool. So let's go to my first question. And before we start, how would you describe your job in 2 or 3 sentences normally? To someone who asks you, "Hey, Jordan, what do you do?"
So obviously I would lead with office management. We take care of not only facility management, which is making sure the office is up to par, but also vendor relations in regards to, let's just say, contracts that have to do with the office as a whole.
Office as a whole.
And residual things like travel and reinforcing HR policies that people wouldn't necessarily know that we do, just based on what they see that we do around the office.
Okay. So that's how would you describe to someone, right? Imagine it, like I'm a high school student, like oh, that sounds so fancy.
Yeah.
And I googled it. So let's hear what the Google says about office manager. Okay.
Yeah.
So typically, office managers are responsible for developing procedures.
Yes.
And implementing, evaluating, improving, and communicating these office procedures to the workforce.
I would say yes, that is correct.
Man, that sounds so cryptic to me. If I would be like in high school, I'd be like, oh, that's so fancy.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what? This reminds me of the time when I was writing my diploma work in university. I was putting all the smart words inside, and like now it looks presentable, now it looks longer, but it doesn't add actual content to my work.
Exactly.
Right?
It's like, what does it actually mean? Like it's sometimes to the person that doesn't really know, you have to break it down to their level so you can explain to them exactly what it is.
So what we'll try to do, we want to break it down to some, like levels that students can understand.
Exactly, absolutely.
And I've just read you the description, and then you come to the office and like your first day, and they ask you to change water in the coffee machine, and you're like, I'm developing the procedure of changing water for this coffee. The reality and the job descriptions.
And even like policy and procedure, like just to make things a little more relatable, especially when we transition to the pandemic, and office management having to reinforce COVID policy and making sure we're CDC compliant, and making sure we're like office management does all that, and we relay all the messages to the workforce just so we can create a safe and working environment, because if anything happens, it falls on office management because we were supposed to reinforce those policies. So that's just something that we all can relate to because we all had to experience COVID as a whole.
Yes. Yeah. And okay, when you arrive to the office, do you have any like your daily routine that you do every day in the morning?
Yeah. So I do my walkthrough around the office to make sure everything's good. I do work in tandem with IT as well to make sure all the IT equipment is up and running.
Okay.
And then I do all that before I even check my email to see all the other stuff that's going on.
So you walk around the office and you see like that nothing is broken, everything is okay for people to come to the office and start normally working without any hazard, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay. And then what do you do next after you went around the office?
Other than make myself a cup of coffee.
Okay.
Sorry, I hit my microphone.
It's okay.
Other than make myself a cup of coffee, I will check my email, because we could have like an employee relocating from another country, and I have to figure out their travel and logistics for their corporate housing and stuff like that. Or we have like events coming to the office, and there's email chains that we're on, and the regular. I don't know if it's regular, but there's still, my hand is in everything, so it's kind of like hard to gauge like what a day is. Sometimes it's extremely slow.
How would you describe an extremely slow day? What does it mean?
So like, it's the summertime, right? So other than like facilities management, we do have a few like office events that we have coming up.
Okay.
So since everybody's on vacation, the need for certain things from like HR, office management are not immediate because nobody's here.
Okay.
So like, and most people aren't traveling during the summertime because it's extremely expensive or they're on vacation. So I haven't had as many emails in regards to travel throughout the
Okay.
summer because everybody's on vacation and nobody's here. So I would say like these past couple of weeks I've been just, I want to say slow, but been just really steady where then it's not like I'm running like 5 different places at one time trying to get everything done. Yeah.
Okay, so it's a steady job. Okay.
Yeah.
And so you do work events, you do travel, you help with travel. So imagine like it's still the time before lunch.
Yeah.
What kind of other things you can fit in before the lunch time?
Fit in before lunchtime, maybe take some like impromptu not even formal meetings with JD, my manager, and we just make sure that we're on the same page at all times.
Okay.
Before lunch starts. So just in case after lunch happens, if something comes up, we're not surprised because sometimes I'll be working on something she's not a part of, and she'll be working on something that I'm not a part of. So we do those daily check-ins, especially before lunch, just to make sure we're all on the same page. So I would say that's the biggest thing that we do, and we kind of have like a system that works for us where, we're consistent and we don't fall behind on anything that's going on because anything can happen at like we had a leak in the office yesterday because it was raining really bad. So stuff like that pops up before lunch. So yeah, you kind of.
How did you troubleshoot the leak? Like imagine we are in the middle of the building, right? It's not even the roof floor, so something is leaking. What do you do?
Obviously, we get a bucket first, and then we work in tandem with building management because building management and office management are 2 different things.
Okay.
Because we don't own the building, so they have their engineers come, but we have to communicate to them and let them know what the problem is, and actually be on site to make sure that they fix it, just to create a safe environment for employees, so no IT equipment gets ruined, people's personal belongings don't get ruined, and you don't slip and fall in the office.
True, you can get sued, right?
Yeah.
You need to put the sign.
We'll get sued, and the building will get sued. Everybody gets sued. Yes.
Oh, those rains. Okay. All right, and like during the pandemic, I know that it's kind of common that companies provide lunches to their employees because they want to stay inside. They don't want them to go out and spread the virus or bring the virus back. So tell me, how was your experience with ordering food, bringing food? Like how was it?
It's always easy at first because people are just happy there's free food.
Okay.
People aren't picky, and then when you consistently do something, people will suggest, well, how about we try this, or how about we try this? You can't please everybody, but I will say that what made ordering food for the office so fun is because we are a multicultural company and everybody's into different things, or everybody, you might know about a cuisine from Russia that I may not know. So like, hey, why don't we order this for the office? And then we order it and it becomes like a smash hit. And that's how like a lot of people are introduced to new foods and new cuisine. I would say that's the best thing about ordering food on lunch for the office. And you get to experience these things with people who are having it for the first time, or you could see like the gleam in somebody's face because of like a childhood dish you had that you brought to the office, and you see other people enjoying it who've had it for the first time. So I would say that's the best thing about I don't know if I answered your question, but like ordering food.
I know ordering food was amazing. Yeah. I wish it would still stay. I know you guys ordered pizza last day. It's okay. So after lunch, can you tell me like if some kind of students are watching us, or like people who want to enter office manager?
Yeah.
Without like the pink glasses, tell me what about your worst job duties. Like I remember you had to clean the coffee machine. It's not the best thing to do, but it's like it happens sometimes.
Yeah, it happens
right?
sometimes. So I don't know.
Like something that wasn't on your in your job description, but something that you occasionally have to do.
I would say it's not even not part of my job description. I would say, and this is me being candid, sometimes office management, because we're such team players, the expectation that we are there to help even when we're not, we don't have to. For example, like we help other teams frequently. So it becomes from we're just helping them to that is part of our expectation of what we should do for them. And it's really just about a courtesy and not necessarily like
a job description.
I would say that's the worst thing. But obviously office management is here to help. But like I say that those are the worst days. You know what I
But
mean?
when you need to extend your courtesy to some teams here and
it
there.
starts to pull away from the things that you're really supposed to do.
Can you give me an example?
IT. So I help IT quite frequently. Like I said, when I do the morning walkthroughs, we I check to make sure the conference rooms are working, the keypads are working, make sure that when you call the room that you can hear and somebody can see you. But that's just a courtesy because I'm here every day and I'm here before everybody, but that's not part of my job description. IT, because I'm not IT specialist.
Okay.
So if something were to happen, I wouldn't know how to fix it. And you have, sometimes they're like, oh, well, why is this not working? I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know.
It's not turning on. I don't know how to.
Did you try to turn it off and turn it on?
And then I was like, no, and then that, lines get blurred like that. I would say, especially in office management, anybody being interested, is, like, obviously we're the liaison for pretty much everything, but make sure you put your work duties first because lines get blurred really quickly for office management.
Okay, I see. And I understand that you have this kind of additional duties to your job. You have your daily routines, your daily meetings with your manager.
Yes.
And do you have any kind of project-based work that you like? You have a project, you have a deliverable, like a long-term thing.
Yeah. So, the Jambo that we had, the company that took like 4 months for us to
the company
the company party.
Yeah.
I would say the construction that happened, people don't know that office management takes care of most of that stuff.
Okay.
Like the CEO and a few senior managers, but like those are like long-term projects that we do. And any like work event or anything that we are introducing to the office, I would say from I don't even know the word to use, but yeah, we all the office events we do, well, those are long-term events. Construction is about to start in another area of the office. We're on emails with that. So those are the stuff like behind the scenes people don't know that we do that are the long-term things, and people just think they pop up and they just happen when those are like take months and weeks to like plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had like a office renovation, and I think it took you guys like a lot of effort to communicate with constructors and everyone, building management, CEO and like his team. Okay. So to summarize, how would I describe an office manager jobs right now after I've talked to you?
Okay. The thing about office manager, people just assume that like, I guess based on what you Google, that you're just filling in paper or pens and you're answering phones and stuff like that. But office manager has many hats that do help push the needs of the business. And we are team players who are great at multitasking, and all to ensure that the company runs at optimum efficiency and to create a safe work environment for everybody involved.
I like it. Well said. Yeah. Well said. All right, Jordan, it was nice chatting with you. I hope this video will help some prospective students, prospective graduates, or just people to have a little look at what office management is all about. So thank you.
No problem.
And I see you in the next video, guys. I mean, I not see you, but
yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Cool.